Hello everybody, Josh back at you here. I'm in the kitchen. I've got a little backpacking trip that I'm going on. I'm going to be going out for just one night, but I'm here spicing up some of my cheap meals, and I wanted to show you how to spice up some of those cheap dollar meals. Basically, I use chili powder and garlic powder. One of my secret ingredients though is ghee, because these cheap meals, they require either milk or butter, and that's not as feasible to take out on the trail. You could use some powdered milk, but I have found that ghee has made that cheesy flavor come out on these cheap meals. And I hope this video helps you take some of those cheap meals and spice them up and bring out some of that cheesiness that can be brought out on them. This clarified butter doesn't have to be refrigerated, so it can be taken out on the trail for as long as you want. So you could even possibly take it out on a through hike. I hope this helps you spice up some of those backpacking meals on the cheap.
Okay, what we got here is we've got a little cheap dollar pasta, and we're going to spice it up a little bit with some chili powder. We've got some garlic, salt and pepper. Of course, this says to add, let's see on the back here, it says to add milk and stir and butter. I can attest that you definitely don't need the milk, but you will need some kind of butter or ghee. So what I typically use is ghee. We're gonna go ahead and put it in a freezer bag. I've got a couple here, making a couple of dinners for a trip that I'm taking. So we're just gonna rip this open right here, like so. Now, it would have been nice to have that out in the field and eat directly out of it, but so I could have packaged individually all the seasonings, but freezer bagging, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I don't have any kind of measurement for this, just sprinkle it at will. And once you get the water in there and stir it all up, and for the secret ingredients here, going to be your ghee that I mentioned earlier. Just take you a good helping here. Go ahead and chunk that in the bag, and that'll be just plenty. Just throw a little bit extra, never hurts. And that'll be good to spice up that meal and make it a little bit cheesier. And there's your pasta dish. Very good Alfredo, chili powder, garlic pasta dish. Cheap, $1 Parmesan Alfredo fettuccine. Got a hamburger helper here. I'm gonna basically do what we did with this one, put it in another freezer bag. We're gonna use some creamy chicken, ramen noodles. Got prepackaged rice, corn chips, seasoning, and as well as some powdered cheese. To help make that a little bit cheesier, this package wants you to put milk in, and it also wants you to use butter. So we will not be using the butter. We will not be using the milk because we do have butter, but it's called clarified butter, like I was telling you before. And go ahead and put that in there before we can get it working. We'll probably get rid of this rice here and just substitute with the noodles. And we won't have any meat to throw in there. However, the corn chips, the seasoning, and the cheese is what I was after with this hamburger helper. And what we'll do here is the same thing, just throw her in a freezer bag, pre-package it. I like to go ahead and crack my noodles up real good. A lot of time I go ahead and use this package for the creamy chicken. I will take it with me in case I decide. I've never done this package before. This is actually a test trial, let you know out on the trail what it tastes like. So be looking for my upcoming video of the overnight backpacking trip that I have. So I'll put this package, go ahead and put that in there after I mix all this stuff in there. And if I decide later when I take it out before I put my boiling water in, decide later it needs it, I'll just add it to the package. Now, if I didn't buy this prepackaged stuff with the corn chips, you can go ahead and get your own corn chips, and you can decide now to put the corn chips in there now or later. I'm going to do that later, but you could prepackage those in another Ziploc bag, just out of some corn chips that you may already have. And in substitute of the powdered cheese, which I've got here, you can buy a block of cheese for, basically it's a little square block of cheese. I use it with my ramen noodles a lot. I'll just put it in there. As I get my noodles hot, you can throw it in there. It comes pre-packaged. I think they're 69 cents a piece, and those can stay out on the trail for 2 or 3 weeks, and you won't have to worry about the cheese. But I went ahead and got this pre-packaged meal just to try it out. And we're going to go ahead and throw some of this ghee in there. And that'll help with some of the flavor in it as well. And it'll take that cheese and make it a little bit cheesier, because it's powdered cheese basically. So that's it. That's the package. I'm not going to add any of the garlic or the chili powder. But however, what I could have done for this hamburger help a little crunchy taco is I could have made my own with the chili powder and the garlic powder. And that basically will make taco seasoning. You can also buy the prepackaged taco seasoning. But I wanted to go ahead and get me some corn. I didn't want to buy a whole bag of corn chips. One of them prepackaged bags were like 70 cents. The cheese is 60 cents. So I went on ahead and just picked this up. It'd come out to be about the same amount of money, 28 cents for the ramen. So real cheap meal. Corn chips will be an extra little added thing to this, and that'll be a lunch, and this will be a dinner. Alright, another one of my meals that I've showed y'all here before is a thing of creamy chicken ramen noodles and applewood smoked Idaho mashed potatoes. And we'll put it back in the freezer bag just like we did the other ones. I like to go ahead and smash up my noodles. And for this I will use the creamy chicken packages. So what I will do is go ahead and put the package seasoning in with the potatoes. I'll go ahead and open the package. Go ahead and dump it in there before I put my creamy chicken. Before I put my mashed potatoes in. And what I typically do is I take 2 or 3 good helpings of this. Typically like 3 more than 2. Gives you a little bit more heartiness. Fills you up a lot more out there on the trail. Go ahead and mix it up real good. And basically that'll be a real good meal on the snack for lunch or dinner. All them potatoes will make it real thick and hearty. So got just a little bit left in this. I got a whole nother one. So I'll take 2 scoops of that, 2 scoops of this, and mix it up together. That'll make 1 good cup of coffee. There's already a good half a scoop in here, so I have to account for that. And I just mix it all up in 1 bag. And when I'm out in the field, I'll take 2 scoops of the pre-mixed creamer, which you don't need the creamer. The coffee by itself is real excellent. I do like a little bit of flavor every now and then. The last time I went out, I just had just the regular coffee, but this time I'm gonna put the creamer in there for flavor. Another good alternative is your Via from Starbucks, and they come in these single servings, and they're real good. They're excellent for out on a trail, real excellent. But I'm not gonna be taking those are usually for the wife. I stick with the Maggiore. So speaking of single servings, I also usually take for my drink, I usually take a Hawaiian or a Nest iced tea as well to mix up some of that flavoring for the water. So that's a good little treat out on the trail as well when you get tired of your water. What I usually like to do is get a baggie. As I'm preparing this, I'll put it in a cup. That way I don't have to worry about the bag falling over. And there you have your pre-mixed creamer and coffee. So we've got our dinners and lunch, breakfast, snack, coffee, hand sanitizer, and we take some salt and pepper and basically put it in this little plastic bag to keep it from getting wet, just in case any moisture might happen to get in there. But that's basically the gist of what I typically take, something to that sort.